Hello, Sagittarius. Hello, my fire family. How are you, my friends? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. If you're brand new, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you'll be in the comments. Thank you for your thumbs up, my fire family. I am a Sagittarius rising. That's why you are my fire family. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. So we're going to do something a little bit different this week for all the signs. We're reading for love, finances, and career. So let's take a look at that here. We don't need that. All right, so let's take a look at love first, then we'll go to finances, we'll go to career. Tell me what's coming up for Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And if you are cross-watching a Sagittarius, of course, why wouldn't you be? Thank you so much for doing that. All right, here we go. Tell me about Sagittarius, please, in love. Sagittarius in love. Okay, well, we got things that are all over the place. We've got friendship. I'm going to take one more because they kind of all flew out here. So let's look at this. We've got friendship. It says, nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. Look, we can jump in and out of all these passionate things that we want to, but if you don't have the foundation of friendship, that relationship is going nowhere because that, bodies get old and situations get redundant and it will fizzle out. So I think it's really important to have this nurture the bond of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. So some of you maybe are single right now. Some of you maybe are have just met somebody, but if you haven't, I think that you will. And so I think this energy is telling you to make sure that you're friends with this person first. You don't have to rush it. Everybody's rushing for the altar, slamming a ring on it, right? It's really important to build the foundation, and you must build the foundation on the rock, because if you build it on the sand, it's going to fall. And that this passionate thing that if you've been jumping into it over and over again, it's starting with passion, it's just going to fall into the sand, my friend. We have looked deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. I feel like something's going from friendship to love. That's what I feel. Let's look at the bottom. Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. It says, let go and all will work out. You got to stop trying to control the ending, right? It's time to enjoy the journey. Look at where you are today. Look at where the energies are today instead of looking too far into the future. All right. Let's talk about Sagittarius and the finances. What's coming up for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sag, if you are interested in a private reading, please look in the description. My readings at Wizio begin at $40. The description below this video has a link to Wizio. All right, tell me about the finances for Sagittarius, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Impulse. Okay, so we'll look at that, but maybe it's time to cull the impulse of spending. Look, we're in a crazy economy. We just never know what's going to go left and what's going to go right. I want to say that you're about to make some decisions that are going to. I feel that you've been making impulsive purchases, possibly impulsive purchases, things that maybe you feel that you need that maybe you don't really need. I feel like you're about to go over those things. The thing is we have a full moon in Gemini coming up, and that's going to be the point where you're going to be really thinking things over, looking at both sides, the duality of Gemini, right? Looking at both sides, the pros and the cons. I feel like it's time to get the finances in order and to stop making impulsive purchases. We have closure and intuition. Yeah, I think you're going to stop it once, the full moon is here. I feel like you're going to stop it. Your intuition is telling you to save money. To me, money and water, fish and water are abundance. It's money. So I think your intuition is telling you it's time to stop this impulsive behavior. And, Sagittarius, I know because I'm a Sag, it can be hard to control some of the impulses, right? It can be. When you want something, you want something. All right, here we go. Let's talk about your career. Let's talk about Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, about your career. Thank you if you're cross-watching a Sag. Tell me about Sagittarius's career, please. We've got make your dreams real. Oh, I feel like you're creating something, Sag. You might be in a business where you're very creative, that you make things that people purchase. We've got card number 56. It is an 11. So if you are the person who creates something in order for someone to buy it, I feel like this is where you're supposed to be. 11 is the master number, right? 1111. Sometimes we see that at the beginning of our awakenings. But the spider spirit, spiders are so freaking creative, right? They're webs. And I think that for some of you, it's something that you do, you beautify. You might be an interior designer. You might be someone who is a makeup artist. Maybe you're an MUA. Maybe you are someone who is, it feels like an interior decorator or someone who's highly creative, I want to say. Make your dreams real. So if there is something that you're planning on doing, maybe this is something that you're doing in the future. If there's something that you're planning on doing, I think you're going to be getting some sort of a notification from the universe. Look at all of that violet energy. The violet energy is the third eye opening. The pink energy is the downloads. It's like the universe is going to help you create something that is going to turn into a business, or maybe you're already in a business where you are very creative. We've got the beaver spirit, lay a solid foundation. Look, that is our second indication that you must be dealing in solid foundations, right? Friendship says, nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. So it feels like here, the solid foundation is being talked about here as well with the beaver spirit. We've got card number 6, by the way, which is the lovers. Just listening. You might be building a house, maybe a cabin. This is all very earthy, right? It's all very earthy energy to me. Maybe you're about to get reciprocity on laying this solid foundation. I want to say if you lay a really solid foundation in the thing that you're creative about, whatever it is that is your career, I feel like it prospers. But you got to lay that good foundation. Okay, let's look at some tarot. Tell me about Sagittarius. Tell me about Sagittarius, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for cross-watching a Sag. Thank you, if I haven't said it already. Sometimes I forget if I say it. I get in a channel and I can't get out. All right, here we go. Tell me more about love. Okay, for Sag. We've got the Queen of Cups, we've got the Death card, and we have the Seven of Swords. I want to say that you have had a relationship that probably is recently disconnected, I want to say. So it feels like if you are in a relationship, it feels like the emotional thing is disconnected. I also feel like if you're disconnected from somebody, I also feel like with the Queen of Cups in the reverse, the Queen is not really connected to the self, not connected to the gut, not connected to the universe, but also depleted. Because the Queen of Cups in the reverse tells me that someone is giving away more than they're keeping for themselves. The Queen of Cups on her own is always at risk of being depleted because she will continue to give and give. And understand that it doesn't even have to be that you actually reach out and give something. It's like people are always taking of your energy and you're always willing to give of your energy. We have the Death card here, so I feel like that is coming to an end, or there is going to be a transformational moment here. And it feels like you're no longer going to allow people to deceive you in this area. Sag, I think you're the person, because you are someone who is very passionate about helping people. You're probably a healer. You could be a Reiki master. You could be somebody, maybe a massage therapist, something that does something that heals people. I feel like you need to stop giving away your energy or allowing people to take it. Just listening. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. I want to say that there is some sort of a relationship here that did not have the foundation of friendship, and so we're disconnected emotionally. I don't think that you thought that this would happen, or you didn't see it coming. I feel like what's being concealed from you is this too shall pass, my friend. And I think it was in an interview with Tom Hanks that I saw that, and you know, him being the most with the most wisdom, having been through a lot of things in his life. He's probably the oldest one in the group of speaking with comedians. And when they said to him, "Please, what's the most important thing you can tell us as people who are younger than you in the business?" And he said, "I wish I would have always known that this too shall pass." When things aren't going your way, when you're feeling disconnected and depleted, this too shall pass. So know that the good news is things change. The bad news is things change if you're not the one who likes to have change in your life. Okay, let's talk about your finances. Let's talk about impulse here with the finances. So it feels like you're trying to find the courage not to be impulsive with your money. Tell me more about that. Yeah, it's time to really look at what your wish fulfillment is. It's time for you to really connect to yourself. I feel like it makes you feel better when you can purchase something that adorns you, like a piece of clothing, or maybe some makeup, or some hair, or maybe it's a suit, or a really nice pair of shoes that you've always wanted. But it feels like you are getting more connected to the self. I feel like your wish fulfillment is something that you're trying to hold back on being impulsive so you can bring in this wish fulfillment. We have Aquarius energy here. We also have Leo. Strength in the reverse to me is not weakness. Strength to me in the reverse is trying to find the courage, or inner courage. So it looks like you're learning a lesson right now. The lesson of having the inner courage to wait for what should come to you, what will truly make you happy, because what won't truly make you happy is buying things to fill the hole in your heart. So I feel like there is wish fulfillment. You're trying to find the courage not to be impulsive. It feels like a lesson you have to learn. But I do feel that if you should connect to the universe, because here you're disconnected, if you should connect to the universe, I feel you'll get your answers. Tell me about career for Sagittarius. Please make your dreams real. I think you're supposed to walk away from anything that you've been settling for. And excuse me. It feels like you need to walk away from anything you've been settling for. It feels like that there is a job here, or your career is something that you don't necessarily love. So some of you could be in a job that you don't necessarily love, that maybe you're settling for it because, at the time when you got there, it did give you emotional happiness. And, that will happen. You haven't found your purpose or the thing that you're going to do for the rest of your life, but it feels like you will be walking away from some sort of career. Yeah, I feel like you're over it, and you're walking towards the sun, which is success and clarity and happiness and growth, right? You're walking towards the sun, and I feel like you're about ready to leave behind whatever it was that you were settling for. One more card, Sag. Yeah, going towards something that you love. Oh, look. Walking away from the Eight of Cups, disconnecting from the career that never made you happy, to go into something that you really love. Whatever it is, that if you are deciding to leave a career, to go into business, leave a career, to go to a different career, I feel like it's going to work out and you're really going to love it. Because I think that with all of these colors, we see here that, there's an amalgamation of all of this energy, but it's being poured into two bowls here. So it feels like you're taking the energy or the things that you've learned in the past and you're bringing them into the future. And I think it's an amalgamation of that. So you're taking, as you leave, you're taking all of the lessons that you have learned. Maybe they were emotional lessons, but you are moving toward Two Cups, something that you love a lot. Tell me what's going on in the future for Sag. There it is. I like it. You're going on a brand new adventure, my friend. I think you're leaving a career and you're moving on to something else. And it could be soon, very soon. We've got wands. And for me as a reader, wands are weeks. So it feels like it's something that you have been slowly moving away from. You're like, I can't settle for this. I have to show them how creative I am. I have to be in my element. And also the spider does things sort of like on the down low. So I feel like, we don't always notice a spider's web. Sometimes we walk through it, it gets us in the face, or you know what I mean? It feels like you have been building something slowly, or maybe adorning the inside of your home. Maybe you're practicing inside of your home. Maybe your business is inside of your home. We've got the Ace of Swords here. It's triumphant, information, clarity, a new beginning. You're going to have a new conversation. It's like this is a brand new idea, right? A brand new contract. So you could be someone who works on a contract basis. Maybe you do have some sort of a creative flair that maybe you're an architect, maybe you're an interior designer. That's what it feels like. And that you will come up with new ideas here. Yeah, you are a student of the process. I love it. You're the student of the process. Now look, there's two swords here, right? We've got the Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords, which tells me when the swords are up, for me as a reader, it tells me that you haven't quite made the decision to make this move, or maybe this hasn't come to your attention yet. But I think that the Eight of Cups is a place that you've been in for a long while, as it pertains to your workplace. You've been slowly moving away because you don't want to settle. You're not very happy there. It's time to go out and find something that you really love to do, whatever sets your heart on fire. The Page of Wands is like throwing the wand in the air. Let's go wherever the wand lands. You might be applying for jobs or looking for contracts. Maybe while you're at this job, you're trying to find contracts for the thing that you do that you are creative about. All right. Talk about this here. Nurture the bonds of friendship within a relationship. Okay, so I want to say that probably in the past, the person I'm speaking to is someone who might get into a relationship based on what a person looks like. And let's be honest, like everybody is attracted to another person based on what they see, but that's not always true. Sometimes, like for myself, I'm attracted to smart people, the energy of air. And although I'm not really attracted to air energy specifically, the person has to be super smart. So what I want to say is that first you need to find someone that you can hang out with, go to movies, and be a friend of, before things turned to love. Because I feel like what you do is you go all in, Sag. You go all in. You're part of the Empress energy. I feel like you go all in, and then you're the one that ends up getting depleted. No more. That's not happening anymore. Tell me what's being concealed from Sag, please. That there is a Knight of Swords here. Interesting. There's some possibilities here. Possibilities of conversation with someone. Dropped a card. Hang on. Let me get it. All right. We have Justice in the reverse. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Swords. So I really do feel that you liberated yourself from a relationship in the past, Sag, that you've decided to close the door on something here. You liberated it and you began to move forward with another opportunity, or looking for another opportunity, but so far you haven't found the other opportunity. Justice is in the reverse, which tells me that there's been no justice as it pertains to the Knight of Pentacles, that you're still waiting to find someone who is interested in getting into a relationship with you that will go from friendship to love. You want to get to know somebody really closely before you decide to make any momentary decisions, right? I feel like what you need is someone who's witty and chatty like you, someone who is fun and upfront, someone who is willing to do things with you, things that they may have never done before. So what's being concealed from you here is the Seven of Swords is concealing not only that I think that you're over being deceived by people who, you get into a relationship with and then all of a sudden it fizzles out, right? I did that because I saw somebody drop a wand and then it was like, it fizzled out. The fire went out. So I think that the fire went out on some sort of a physical relationship that you were in the past. It could be yesterday or before that. To me, that's the past. It could have been with a Libra, could have been with a Gemini, or an Aquarius. We've got energy of swords here, right? Quite a bit of sword energy here. I feel like this person may have lied to you, or maybe they said something to you up front that made you think that maybe they were in, but I feel like eventually they lied. I feel like that there is some sort of a new relationship coming here, though. Yeah, it comes in with a Tower. So that's very interesting. Scorpio energy. We've got Pisces and Cancer here, by the way. The Tower is you're moving on. So I feel like you have a realization that you're worth more than a physical relationship that is just physical, because it feels like somebody wasn't giving you much more than just the physical. And so you're moving on from that, my friend. I feel like you are going to meet somebody new who's very adventurous and chatty and witty. And I feel like the Knight of Swords is coming in, facing inward, right, to this reading. I feel like the Knight of Swords, it could be an air sign. It doesn't have to be. But this person, I feel, is going to approach you. And I feel like the Tower it gives you clarity. I've got to move on from here. I can't do this anymore. I can't allow people to take advantage of me until I'm depleted emotionally. All right, tell me about this impulsive shopping. Well, it makes you happy. Maybe it's not impulsive shopping. Maybe it's impulsive going out. Maybe you're going out socially a lot, spending a lot of money on dinners and traveling and, things like that. And it's time to cull the impulses here. But I think you're having a good time while you're doing it. It could be because you're a little bit lonely. We have the Ten of Cups. It makes you super happy, though. And that's the truth of it, right? I feel like either you're traveling, people are giving you invites. Hey, come on out. It's the holiday season, right? We're in a place where we're in November, in the middle of November here. And in the U.S. is soon. It's to be Thanksgiving. And so I feel like you are taking invitations, happy invitations, emotionally happy. It's what's making you emotionally happy, because back here you were emotionally depleted from a relationship. So I think you deserve some happiness. We've got the Three of Swords. And so the impulse of it, I think if you do it too much, it does lead to heartbreak. It does lead to disappointment. It leads to, it feels like it's happy at the time, Sag, but it doesn't feel like it's lasting happiness. That at the end of it all, it ends up being, you end up feeling distance. You end up feeling like, I shouldn't have, we've all done it, right? Me included, where we've gone out on a ripper on the weekend and then we check the bank account. You check the bank account the next day and it's on life support. All right. So we have the Strength card in the reverse. It tells me that you're trying to find the courage, or the inner courage, to connect back to yourself here so you can get a little bit of stability here. Because I feel like after this made you so sad in the Tower and realizing you had to move on, I think what you're doing is impulsively just jumping into a lot of fun stuff. And it totally makes sense. I'm not saying that's the bad thing to do. But what I want to say is that you're not paying enough attention to what's going on inside, and that you're supposed to be focused on your inner courage. We have the Five of Pentacles, which tells me that you still feel like once you leave the party and the party's over, you go home and you wake up alone. And you're still on the outside looking in. So this is a Band-Aid is what it is. Your impulsive behaviors are just a Band-Aid, right? We've got the Two of Swords. You need to decide what to do. There's something here that you're failing to see because you're so concerned about saving the self, right? You want to protect the self. I think there's something here that you don't necessarily see. There is a blockage here. What is the blockage? Because it's the blockage that's making you feel left out. The blockage could be that you are standing your ground. So you've been hurt here, and so you're not letting anybody in as it pertains to love and your healing. So I feel like you do have to connect to yourself before you can connect to anyone else. The healing is needed. We've got the Two of Cups here next to the Seven of Wands, and I want to feel that it feels like you're being defensive with people that come at you that want a relationship. And it makes sense because you've already gone through something here that that maybe started on a very surface level and stayed there. It didn't get very deep. So I think what you're doing is you're kind of looking at the situation that, look, if you're coming at me with the passion, I'm not interested. And I feel like what you're failing to see here is that is putting you in a position of being very defensive. And when you're very defensive and you're not connected to the universe, and you're struggling here with your courage, it feels like it shows on the surface. And so I feel like with the finances here, I feel like I feel like that you're spending a lot of money on going out and having fun, the 10 of Cups, but then you come back home and, you know, it's lonely. You're disconnected. It's disappointing. It's the Two of Swords. What you don't really see is that people see you as being very defensive still. It's a little bit of self-awareness. The star is here for that. Tell me about career for Sagittarius, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is something, the thing that you're doing for a career, or that you should be doing for a career, is something that I feel you know innately, something you were born with, something that you that you already know how to do. The Six of Cups is here, so you're bringing it in from another life or from earlier in this life. The Empress is in the reverse, and it feels like you feel like that you're not abundant enough to do it, or it's not going to succeed. I want to say that you're probably wrong. The Empress is in the reverse, and so I think that you're wrong if you think that you're not going to succeed with whatever this creative thing is, because the Nine of Pentacles is here. Look, we know you're single, right? That's the Nine of Pentacles, but I feel as though you don't have, the Empress being in the reverse tells me that you don't think it's abundant, or that you don't think it's going to work, or you don't think that you have what it takes to keep moving. But it is going to be monetized. I feel like it's something you can make money from. It's going to bring you great stability, clarity. It's going to bring you confidence. I feel like you're going to look and feel better than you ever have if you do go ahead with this. And the Temperance is always the yes answer. Yeah, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to either start contracting yourself, maybe as that person who, whatever it is that you do that's creative, it's time to take a leap here and go on a path that you hadn't planned. It feels like there's something that you haven't planned, but it's going to end up in some sort of a contract for you here. It's going to be great. Look, you go from the 9 to the 10 of Pentacles. It's going to be financially lucrative. It's going to give you enough money that you won't have to worry about it for a while. It's a breakthrough. You have to realize what the thing is. You're in a growth pattern right now, I want to say, and the Sun is here to show everything that's going on. To give you great clarity. This is the best time for you, Sag, to make decisions. The Sun is here, and when the Sun is here, it's a breakthrough. It's like nothing hides from the Sun. There's not a damn thing that can hide from the Sun. And even if we put an umbrella up, the Sun, the UV rays still get to us, right? The Sun here is about growth. So it's spiritual, professional, health. It's all growth. It's growth, and look. It's growth on steroids. Your money is about to get really good, but you really do need to get out of the place where you're unhappy or you're settling. It's time to move on in this growth period. This is the most auspicious time for you to do that, because you're at the crossroads, my friend. Yeah, it's time to really move forward by yourself. I feel like you have doubt in yourself, I feel like you are the Empress, but you're having doubt in your abilities, doubt in whether you're going to love it, doubt that should I really leave this. I really feel like if you are planning your way out of something, that it's going to work out for you, because Temperance is here. And that's the moment of alchemy. The moment of alchemy is here, and you need to take the leap, my friend. You need to throw that wand in the air and find out where it lands and go there, because I think there is a contract here. A contract, and something that is going to give you more knowledge. And it's like you already have the knowledge, but you are a student of this. But I think you're worried it's not going to work out. And for some of you, this is where you are right now. Yeah, you haven't made the decision. You think it's an illusion. Oh my gosh, who do I pick? What do I pick, right? All right. Thanks so much for watching, Sag. I'm going to go for now, and you also have a bonus reading coming up later this week, because I am so grateful you were this close from 1,000 views, and so that brings in, whenever I get 1,000 views on a video, that's when I give a bonus read. So you will have a bonus read coming up this week, my friends. I appreciate you clicking and loving on me, being my tribe. Let's grow this Sagittarius tribe. Thank you for being in the comments. Please let me know if this resonates with you, and if you're interested in that private read, please look in the description. Everything you need is there, including a link to Wizio. I'll be back, because I'm always back. Love you guys. Bye-bye.